3 years from now, 3 years, so the year 2024, who will be Detroit's biggest sports star?
Oh, boy. All right, so looking at the pool of candidates, thinking baseball, you've got the three young pitchers. You've got Torkelson. You've got Riley Green. Maybe a Dingler. Whomever they draft this year.
A Dingler.
Like they have more than one Dingler.
Yeah.
It's not a Castro. Basketball, Cade Cunningham, or one of their current players like Sadiq Bey or Killian Hayes. Hockey, Seider and all that. Whoever they're going to draft this year, Lucas Raymond, and then football. I'm going to go a baseball player. And I'm going to go Torkelson. I'm going Torque.
You're going all in with Torque.
I'm going, I think Torque was, he struggled at spring training. He struggled the first couple weeks of double A, or I should say of single A when he was at high single A ball in West Michigan. Mm-hmm. But then he figured it out. And then he started getting on a tear at West Michigan, got the promotion to Erie, and he's got 3 home runs and 9 RBI in 9 games at Erie.
So he hit a bomb last night?
Yeah,
okay.
He's doing just fine. He's picking up finally where he left off in college last year before he got drafted, before the season got shut down, and then of course didn't get a chance to play. So he's picking up where he left off, and people all thought this is the number one prospect, number one power hitting prospect in baseball, the best power hitting prospect people had seen in a long time. That's the guy I'm going to hitch my wagon to, if you're forcing me to do it right now.
You know, it's funny because there are a couple of players that very well may be the best in Detroit, and it wouldn't shock me, but I don't know if they would be stars. What I mean by that is players that don't play positions that lend themselves to stardom. One of them might be here right now and might be the best player in Detroit in any sport currently. And nobody would think of him as a star. But if you were to rank the player and what they mean to their team, where they are compared to other players that play their position in the league, tell me that the answer is not Frank Ragnow.
Oh, it's interesting. I thought you were going to go with Hawkinson. No, Ragnow is really good.
Right, because Ragnow, right now, the best player a Detroit team has. And he's not a star, and probably never will be a star.
You know what's funny is that the top 2 players might both play for the Lions, with Hawkinson being the other one.
Yep.
And yet,
look, there's only one person that's going to make that argument, and that guy's sitting right here. Right. And I'm going to make it loud, and I'm going to do it over and over and over again. And I locked in on Hawkinson before the draft and have stayed with the position. And it's, out of all of my takes, I've often said this might be the least popular take. I endorsed and embraced the TJ Hawkinson selection. And I don't think it comes down to statistics that will ever justify it. The only thing that will justify in the people's minds, the only thing that will justify it, and I'm okay with this is the way it should be measured, is if he's catching touchdown passes in playoff games. Mm-hmm. And not just one, but he's catching multiple touchdown passes to help win playoff games. Then I might get some people on my side. Until that happens, people look at them as empty statistics. I just loved him as a player, and I do value the position. Some people don't. So
for you, are you saying Ragnow is your choice?
No, because I don't think he'll ever be a star. And
he might not be the best center in the league and first team All Pro, and yet I understand what you're saying.
Yes, so I'm stating that I'll go with Cade Cunningham. The guy's not even a Detroiter yet, but I think that Cade Cunningham is going to be worth it, and I think Cade Cunningham will get the opportunity from day one. I think he'll come through. I think this team's headed in a great direction that 3 years from now, he's going to be the lead dog on a good basketball team.
So you've got Cade Cunningham. Yep. I have Spencer Torkelson. King, who do you have?
First off, I love the fact that we do have options.
Yes.
Thank God we have options. I mean, for how bad it's been the last few years, we're starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel for our teams. Some closer than others, but still something. With that being said, I'm with one of you guys. I think one of the big things is opportunity right away. That's Cade Cunningham. You're right, Doug. He's going to start from day one. He's going to have a chance to make an impact from day one. He's not one of these guys that, it's going to take him some time to find his own, but also he's not just the best prospect in this year's draft. He's the most NBA-ready prospect. So he's going to play. He can do all the things that you're looking for. And in basketball, to be the man, it's, there's less players on a team than football or baseball or even hockey, right? So I think to be the man and in that sport, to be marketed, he's already going to be the number one overall pick. So there's already going to be some hype behind him and things like that. I think in 3 years, we're going to be looking at Cade Cunningham and the Pistons and what veteran free agents they're going to bring in and help take this team to the next level.
There's another answer which could be really interesting.
Do you want to leave it out there and see if anybody...
Yes.
Okay. Gator would deem this a really interesting another answer.
Yeah.
Is another a word?
Yeah.
248-539-9797. Let's get to your phone call. It's a great question by the morning show, and it's fun to talk about. 3 years from now, who do you think will be the biggest sports star in Detroit? We go to Matt in Canton. You're on 97.1 The Ticket. Hi, Matt.
What's going on, boys? I haven't talked to you guys in a while.
Well, thanks for calling, Matt. Good to hear from you again.
So, Gator, I want to try to get Gator's thinking of this one. I think the big name, he's probably coming up next year to the league, is going to be Moritz Seider.
For people who couldn't understand him, he said Mo Seider, the defenseman from the Red Wings. We have a pretty bad connection with you, Matt, right now. What do you think of the answer, Mo Seider?
I like the answer. I think Mo Seider just got done playing in a tournament where he was deemed the best defenseman in the tournament. And he's got everything Red Wing fans have been asking for, which is a big defenseman. Been waiting for this big defenseman for years.
Here's the problem with this answer. I think if a defenseman on your hockey team is the biggest star in your town, a lot of other stuff has to go wrong.
Well, you're right. I mean, the team has to be playoff ready,
but
playoff bound, and he's a reason, and then they have to have success, and he has to be like Norris Trophy winner to get there.
He's going to have to be, if you think he's going to be so incredibly good that he will be, it will have to go wrong with Mize, Torkelson, Green, DeAndre Swift, TJ Hawkinson, Cade Cunningham. Like, I think any of those guys in their sport that primarily score or do high-profile things, if the answer is Mo Seider, that tells me things have gone vastly awry with the other teams. Really awry.
Here's where you're right, and maybe the caller is wrong a bit, and that's because the way the question is phrased is the biggest star in Detroit. Mo Seider can be a star in the NHL. There's no question about it.
Yep.
But will he be thought of as the biggest star in this city? And that's going to be tough to do, and particularly as a defenseman. He's got to be Nick Lidstrom. And even Nick Lidstrom wasn't the biggest star in Detroit when he was here.